In this video, we have another trig integral to evaluate. We've got the integral of secant of x plus tangent of x over cotangent of x plus cosine of x. Just like in an earlier trig integral, we use some trig identities to simplify it, make it very easy to integrate. As is, it's going to be pretty hard. So I'm going to take the integrand and try to simplify this. So just like when you're doing trig identities, confirming or establishing them, don't know where to start, just convert everything to secant or to cosine and sine if possible. So on this one here, I say, well, secant of x and cosine, they're reciprocal, so I can write secant as 1 over cosine of x. Tangent is sine of x over cosine of x, basic identity. Cotangent is cosine of x over sine of x. And the cosine is already in terms of cosine. So we have that. And then here I have the same denominator. So I'm just going to write this as cosine of x there. And then I have 1 plus sine of x up here. So cosine, 1 over cosine, sine x over cosine. Same thing here, 1 plus sine of x over cosine of x. And for this one here, let's just put this over 1 and multiply the numerator and denominator here by sine of x so we can get the same denominator there. So this will be sine of x here. This has cosine over sine, so this will be cosine of x here. And this will be plus. And here multiplying by cosine, so this will be cosine of x times the sine of x. And that's the same thing. Cosine over sine of x gives me this term here. And cosine x times sine x over sine of x gives me this. The sine cancels out. So here what I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply by the reciprocal of what I have in the denominator. Multiply here by the reciprocal. That'll just give me 1. So this will be sine of x over, and then I factor out the cosine here. So this will be cosine of x. Taking out the, remember I'm multiplying by the reciprocal, so the sine goes to the top. This will be the bottom. And if factoring out a cosine of x, this would be a 1 plus, factor out the cosine there, so this will be the sine of x. Okay, so this multiplies this. So that just gives me a 1 in the denominator. And that's going to divide what I get in the numerator. So now in the numerator, I'm multiplying. And this factor here is going to cancel with this factor here. And then I'm going to have a sine of x over cosine of x. And then times the cosine here. This and this one divided out. So that left me with a sine of x on top. This canceled out. Then got a cosine here. So let me just put this one under the sine there. And then what I have left then is a 1. Since this went to 1, because it's divided this one out, I get 1 over cosine of x. Okay, so here we go. I wrote this only one time, but remember multiplying the numerator and the denominator by this expression. But in the denominator, the sine of x divide out. This factor divides out. So again, in the denominator, sine of x canceled. Cosine and 1 plus sine of x, that cancels all of this right here. So I get a 1. But in the numerator, sine of x multiplies, it says 1 over cosine, so that's going to be this. And then this again is over, okay, 1 over cosine. So what do we have here then? This is equal to, after doing this simplification, this simplifies to, and remember this 1 over cosine is secant of x. Sine x over cosine of x, that's tangent of x dx. So all of this right here, this trig expression simplifies to secant of x, tangent of x dx. So it's the integral of secant of x, tangent of x dx. And this is equal to, that's one of your basic integrals here, That's equal to the secant of x. The derivative of secant of x is secant of x tangent of x. So therefore the integral of secant of x tangent of x is secant of x, and you have plus your constant of integration. So that's your solution for this one. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.